Ketha Vorn slammed open the heavy doors to the human training bay. Her claws clicked against the deck plating as she scanned the vast chamber. Recruits in drab fatigues hauled weighted sleds across the floor. Sweat gleamed on their skin under harsh lights. She activated her comm. "This is Observer Vorn. Schedule my inspection now." Coalition protocols demanded. Staff Sergeant Mara Kincaid pivoted from the front ranks. Her voice boomed over the din.
"Inspecting?"
"But you watch from the sidelines. Recruits, timed circuit, full load. No water until the bell. Move." Humans exploded into motion. They gripped bars, slung packs heavier than Ketha's combat armor, and charged up incline ramps. Grunts echoed off the walls. Ketha folded her arms, mandibles clicking in doubt. These soft-skinned newcomers? The Coalition's elite arenas would shatter them. She signaled her delegation. Tol Rax, the arena champion, lumbered forward with a predatory grin. His segmented exoskeleton gleamed under the lights. "Pathetic," Tol Rax rumbled. His voice carried over the human clamor. "This is playtime. Children dragging toys." He flexed his primary arms, each tipped with vibro-claws that had claimed a dozen foes. "Sergeant, your recruits tire before the first clash. Allow me to show real pace." Kincaid didn't break stride. She tapped a console, and a holographic timer flared to life. 10 minutes. Challenge accepted, Observer. Pick your mark. 1 round. Match the circuit or sit down. Tol Rax laughed, a guttural rasp that turned heads. He pointed at the nearest human, a wiry male logging pull-ups on a rigged bar. "You, the quiet one. June Park, yes? Mirror my tempo, or admit humans break easy." June Park dropped from the bar without a word. He wiped sweat from his brow and nodded once. No boasts. No glare. Ketha leaned in, her compound eyes narrowing. Park stripped off his outer shirt, revealing a torso mapped with faint scars. Not arena gashes, but precise lines from some human ritual. He hefted a sled twice his mass and locked eyes with Tol Rax. "Begin," Kincaid barked. Tol Rax exploded forward, his legs pistoned like siege engines, dragging the sled up the first ramp. Coalition tech hummed in his harness, boosting output to peak. He hit the pull-up bar next, churning 20 reps in seconds. Claws gouging the metal. Down to burpees, then sprints with sandbags clutched overhead. His delegation cheered. Ketha nodded approval. This was duelist form. Efficient, lethal. June Park matched him step for step. No boost harness. No growl of exertion. He hauled the same sled mass, but his form stayed flawless. Ramp conquered, bar assaulted. 25 pull-ups, fluid as water. Burpees flowed into sprints. Ketha checked her scanner. Heart rate steady, oxygen saturation optimal. Impossible for a newcomer species. Halfway through, Tol Rax poured on speed. He blurred through the turns, adding twists to the burpees that would shred lesser frames. Well the burn, human. This is war's rhythm. Park didn't falter. He mirrored the twists, then straightened into perfect alignment. His breaths came even, measured, sweat poured, but his eyes stayed locked ahead. Ketha gripped her data slate tighter. Park's pace edged ahead on the final sprint. Tol Rax snarled, digging deeper. The bell shrieked. 10 minutes. Tol Rax skidded to a halt, chest heaving. Steam rose from his exoskeleton vents. He slammed a claw down. Humans can't sustain. June Park didn't stop. He rounded the circuit again. Sled dragged. Ramp climbed. Pull-ups ticked past 30. Tol Rax's mandibles dropped. "What is this? Time's called." Park glanced back mid-burpee. No smirk. Just focus. Warm-up's over. Logging extras. Kincaid crossed her arms beside the timer. "Bell means hydrate, Park. Not quit." "Acknowledged, Sergeant." Park kept going. Lap 2 flowed into 3. Ketha's delegation stirred. Whispers rippled. Tol Rax stalked forward, grabbing a spare sled. "Insult. I volunteer more. Real combat culture demands it." He launched back in, matching Park's reloaded circuit. His claws scraped sparks from the floor. Imani Sato emerged from a side alcove, tablet in hand. Sensors blinked on her collar. Vitals, biometrics, the works. Observers. Note the metrics. Park's lactate threshold hits Galactic Elite at minute 8. Rax, you're at 92% capacity. Humans train past redline as baseline. Ketha activated her recorder. Sato's words chilled her. Baseline? She watched Park hit lap 4. Toll Rax grunted through 2 more, then staggered. His harness beeped warnings. Overheat imminent. He dropped the sled, claws flexing in frustration. This is no training. It's madness. Park circled back, finally slowing. He racked the sled and grabbed a water pouch. Kincaid clapped his shoulder. Solid reps, recruit. Debrief in 5. Toll Rax rounded on Keitha. Thence still hissing. Observer, report this farce. They cheat with drugs. Or mods. Sato held up her tablet. Hollow charts spun. Park's cortisol flatlined while output spiked. Pure physiology. We instrument everything. Repeatable gains. Your arena peaks are our entry quals. Ketha stepped closer to Park as he stretched. Up close, the human radiated calm heat. Like a forge at idle. Recruit. Why extras? The challenge ended. June shrugged, rolling his shoulders. Practice builds proof, ma'am. Coalition trials wait for no one. Toll Rax snorted, but his eyes darted to the timer. Respect flickered in his stance. No slump, but a subtle shift. Ketha felt it too. Her slate buzzed with incoming queries from the Coalition Council. Quick inspection? This demanded full review. Kincaid blew her whistle. Delegation, your turn. Full circuit. Human load. Prove your real culture. Toll Rax hesitated, then grabbed a sled. The bay filled with motion again. Keitha watched him strain where Park had glided. Humans reset their stations, humble as ever. But their eyes held quiet fire. Park logged one more lap on his own. Unseen, unannounced. The bell rang anew. Kincaid grinned at Ketha. Inspection over, or just starting? Ketha silenced her calm. Not yet, not by half. Toll Rax collapsed the sled on lap 3, gasping. Park flowed past him into lap 5. The champion's laugh died in his throat. Ketha knelt beside Toll Rax, her claws snapping open a medkit. The champion wheezed, scales flushed purple, walls heavy laps, human load. He spat the words like defeat. Park glided past on lap 5, no grunt, no sway. His boots thudded steady against the deck. Kincaid's whistle pierced the bay. Recruits. Reset. Sensors on. Next station. Resistance rigs. Ketha surged up. Her slate hummed. Coalition stress sensors waited in her pack. Humans broke under pressure. Data would prove it. She grabbed the band of gel pads. Delegation observer protocol. I instrument your recruits. Capture baselines. Dr. Sato glanced over from her console. Approved. Non-invasive. Proceed. Ketha moved fast. She slapped the first sensor to a recruit's forearm. Heart spike, lactate surge expected. The human nodded once, no flinch. Next, June Park. He paused at the rig station, wiping sweat. Ketha pressed pads to his temples, chest, thighs. Stress metrics. Failure points logged. June met her gaze. Understood, ma'am. He stepped to the rig, a frame of hydraulic arms loaded with plates. Toll Rax hauled himself vertical. Foolish. Humans tire. Watch them crack. Doctor. Sato tapped her screen. Resistance arms whirred upward. Plates clanked. 20% over prior max. She logged it silent. No comment. Mara circled the line of recruits. Full set. 8 reps. Perfect form. Or zero it. Go. Recruits gripped bars. Muscles bunched. Rigs groaned under load. Ketha's slate lit green at first. Steady outputs. Then yellow. Edges of strain. One recruit faltered mid-rep. Bar dipped. Mara barked. 0. Restart. He dropped. Reset. Pushed clean through 8. Ketha's pads beeped. No collapse. Lactate flatlined where coalition fighters peaked. June locked in. His reps flowed. Controlled descent. Explosive rise. Slate spiked gold. Outputs climbed. Mid-set. Mara signaled Sato. Bump it. 30%. Sato nodded. Arms whined higher. Plates shifted seamless. Recruits adjusted. Grunts echoed. June's form held iron. Toll Rax leaned in. Impossible. Rigs fail at 25 for elites. Ketha's eyes narrowed. Her sensors screamed data. Human fibers recruiting deeper. Oxygen efficiency triple norm. June hit rep 6. Bar trembled once. Mara shouted. Form break. 0. He released clean. No curse. No slump. Reset from empty. Rep 1, slate redlined. Expected crash, heart steady. Outputs rose. Again, Mara said. June nodded. Locked in. Second restart. 8 clean. Perfect lockout at top. He racked the bar. Next station, Sergeant? Mara grinned. Endurance track. Delegation. Your sensors clear? Ketha yanked pads free. Data flooded her slate. No failures. Protocols logged breaks as restarts. Collapse? Just a data point. Toll racks grabbed a rig. I demonstrate true form. He loaded half-human weight. Reps started strong. Form held 4. Then shake. Mara eyed him. Perfect or 0. He powered through. Ugly. Dropped at 6. June already flowed onto the track. Laps blurred. Ketha forwarded prelims to council. Queries spiked back. Verify. Repeat. Doctor. Sato approached. Your champion strained quads at 80%. Park. Hit 92 on restarts. Physiology. Adapts. Ketha flexed her mandibles. Adapts or hides? Sato shrugged. We measure. You interpret. Mara blew whistle. Full circuit. Aliens join or observe. Tolrax waved off medics. Reloaded rig. Heavier now. Grunted. Into reps. Ketha attached her own sensor to him. Baseline. Elite. Expected dominance. Humans reset rigs higher. Sato calibrated without pause. June lapped back. Logged track time. Grab next station. Pull up lattice. Ketha watched her slate. Human baselines rewrote themselves mid-session. Tolls dipped. A coalition duelist broke at this load. Humans restarted. Kincaid clapped June's shoulder. Good 0. Track PR? Logged, June said. Quiet. He swung onto lattice. 20 pulls. Clean. Tolrax racked his rig. Legs buckled. Water. Now. Ketha stepped to Sato's console. Escalation protocol? Why? Sato pulled charts. Gains compound. Your arena's peak once. We build ladders. Chart spiked. Human outputs layered up. Session over session. Ketha's comb buzzed. Council lead. Vorn. Humans cleared? Or cull? Not yet. She cut line. Mara turned. Observer. Rig up. Test your baseline against ours. Ketha hesitated. Veteran claws flexed. Coalition arenas forged her. Humans? Soft recruits. She gripped a bar. Loaded light. Reps easy. Sato bumped it. Match entry quals. Load doubled. Ketha pushed. Form held. Sweat beaded. Mara nodded. Again. Perfect. Third rep. Tremor. Ketha zeroed. Restarted. Humans flowed past. June dropped from lattice. 25 now. Tolrax staggered to track. Lap 1 slow. Park hit 10. Ketha's pads itched on her own skin. Data honest. Her outputs plateaued. Humans climbed. Doctor. Sato logged it all. Repeatable.
Kincaid whistled. Escalate.
Max protocols. Delegation. Keep up. Rigs word to peaks. Recruits attacked. June restarted lattice once. Locked 28. Toll collapsed mid-pull-up. Scales ashen. Ketha pulled her pads. Slate overflowed. Failure points? Human restarts birthed new highs. Council pinged urgent. Full report? She watched June log another PR. Unseen. Steady. Inspection evolves. Ketha muttered. Mara overheard. Welcome to proof. June flowed to final station. Weighted carry. Sled heavier than before. Toll racks rose. Rematch. Real combat. Kincaid laughed. Practice first. Then trials. Ketha's slate buzzed final warning. Sensors lied before. Now they scream truth. Humans called it training. Galaxy would call it supremacy. But June just logged reps. Humble. Endless. The bay thundered with resets. Ketha gripped her slate tighter. Council waited. Proof mounted. What came next broke norms entirely. Ketha lunged into the lead. Claws digging into the track's grit. Her veteran stride set a blistering pace. Coalition elite standard, meant to cull soft recruits by kilometer 3. Human boots thumped behind her. No complaints. No falter. June Park matched her effortlessly. Face blank. Breaths even. Mara Kincaid barked from the sidelines. Double the loop. Packs on field sim weights. Go! Recruits grabbed rucksacks each loaded to crush untested spines. Ketha snatched one too, straps biting her shoulders. 60 kilos. She accelerated, forcing the humans to chase or drop. They chased. Sweat slicked her scales. Kilometer 5 blurred. A human recruit, young, wiry, stumbled beside her, pack slipping. He gasped, clutched his ankle. June veered without breaking stride. Here. He stripped the pack off the kid's back, slung it atop his own. Double load. 0 dip in speed. Ketha blinked grit from her eyes. Data pads on her wrist chirped overload warnings. June's vitals? Steady climb, no plateau. Toll racks pounded up from the rear, his massive frame heaving. The alien champion bellowed, "This is no trial. Humans, yield!" Mara's voice cut through. "No yields in the field. Keep moving or medic line." Toll snarled, pushed past Ketha. His packs, standard load, swayed with each thunderous step. He eyed June's doubled burden, scoffed, surged ahead. Ketha matched Toll's push, legs burned now. Human chatter filled the air. Encouragements, not exhaustion. "Pick it up, Park. One more loop. Kilometer 8. Route twisted into the base's outer perimeter. Gravel giving way to packed dirt scarred by prior runs. Packs ground against her hide." Ketha glanced back. Half the recruits strung out, but June ghosted at the front, silent, humble. Packs bulging like twin boulders. Toll faltered first. His roar turned to wheeze. He veered toward the glowing medic tent at the loop's edge. "Enough." I tap. No one turned. Mara didn't blink. Recruits streamed past, eyes forward. June overtook Toll without a glance. Double packs slapping rhythmically. Ketha pressed on. Toll's tap out? Unseen. Unremarked. Humans escalated. Dr. Imani Sato jogged parallel in a light exosuit, scanner beaming data. Heart rates nominal. Lactate thresholds. Redlining galactic norms. Parks at 140% projected max. Mara grinned, megaphone in hand. Escalate. Hill sprints. Add. The track climbed a brutal incline, engineered for shipboard sims. Ketha powered up, quad screaming. June crested first. Dropped one pack to hand off to another limping recruit. Doubled again. Flowed down the far side. Toll hulked at the medic line now, gulping hyperox from a tube. His eyes locked on the humans, jaws slack. Ketha caught his stare as she summited. Shock mirrored her own. "They're not tiring," Toll growled when she looped near. "Impossible." Ketha yanked her slate free mid-stride. Sensors confirmed. Human baselines shifted mid-run. Adrenaline cascades rewired outputs. June logged kilometer 12. Unfazed. Mara vaulted the barrier, pack on her back. She slotted in beside Ketha. "Vorn, you're setting pace. Good, but watch Park." "That's baseline," Ketha rasped. "Baseline? Your champion carries double galactic load quals." Mara shrugged. "June's quiet. Logs reps, we build from there." Loop 14. Wind whipped dust devils across the flats. Ketha's vision tunneled. Pads blared. "Core temp critical." She slowed. Recruits surged past, grinning, swapping packs like relay batons. June paused at the base of the next hill. An injured human waved him off. June ignored it. Hoisted a third pack from the aid station. Abandoned by dropouts. Triple load. Climbed. Toll rose from the medic bench, fists clenched. Rematch. Real duels, not this endurance farce. Sato intercepted him. Scanner whirring. "Data says you're at 80% recovery." "Humans?" 0 taps. "Observe." Toll's scales flushed violet. Rage or awe? Ketha couldn't tell. He stalked the track's edge, matching the group's pace on foot. Ketha hit kilometer 16, legs leaden. She tapped her wrist comm. "Council, prelims. Humans exceed." Mara overheard, pack bouncing. "No comms mid-run. Finish strong." 17. Packs dug sores into Ketha's shoulders. Joan vanished ahead, a shadow with burdens. Humans flanked her now, breath sinking like a machine. 18. Summit again. Ketha dropped to a knee, gasped. Recruits flowed over the crest. No glances back. Toll bellowed from below. They ignore pain. Orcs in flesh. Sato nodded beside him. Practice builds proof. Ketha hauled upright, forced her claws forward. Kilometer 19 blurred into 20. June waited at the finish beacon, triple packs shed in a heap. He stretched, logged the run on his wrist pad. Humble nod to Mara. Mara clapped his shoulder. PR again. Reset for lifts. Toll staggered up, chest heaving. I tapped first. Your champion didn't notice. June blinked. You good? Offered a water tube. Toll stared, took it. Drank deep. Ketha ripped off her pack. Slate overflowed. Human averages beat her elite quals by 17%. June's stratospheric. Council pinged. Full eval now. She watched June jog to the weight sleds. No boasts. Just motion. Mara turned to the delegation. Runs warm-up. Trials next. Keep up? Toll straightened. Challenge accepted. Ketha gripped her slate. Warm-up? Galaxy arenas paled. Humans called it practice. Proof mounted higher. But as June deadlifted the sled, fresh PR, Ketha's pads itched anew. What if they never stopped escalating? Drills shifted to live-fire sims. Blaster bolts cracked the air. Toll stepped forward. Now, combat. Mara's eyes gleamed. Escalate. Tolrak slammed his fist into his palm. Spar now. Show us your vaunted combat. Keitha Vorn's slate vibrated. Council override pinged. Authorize full eval. She tapped affirm. Approved. Sparring showcase. Restrict to non-lethal techniques. No kills. Mara Kincaid grinned, teeth flashing white against her sweat-slicked skin. She killed the live fire sims with a wrist flick. Blaster drones hummed down, mixed pairs. Human with alien. Clean hit, instant reset. Whistle blows, you release. No grudges. Recruits snapped to lines. June Park paired with a wiry coalition scout, scales glinting under the dome lights. Toll flexed beside Mara, his bulk twice her mass. I claim, the sergeant. Mara shrugged. Fine. Circle up. Keitha edged closer, slate scanning vitals. Heart rates, steady across humans. Aliens? Spiking already. She logged it, proof stacked. Whistle pierced the air. June faced off, hands loose. Scout lunged first, claws raking for the throat. June absorbed the strike square on his ribs. Cloth tore. Skin split red. No flinch. He pivoted inside. Elbow hooked the scout's leg. Shoulder drove forward. Scout flew. Slammed Matt first. Whistle blew. June released instant. Offered a hand up. Scout gasped. Ribs heaving. What? Strength? Reset. Mara barked. Pair after pair blurred. Human recruits took hits, punches that cracked carapace, kicks that buckled knees. Each absorbed, countered precise. Released clean. Ketha's pads itched. Galactic arenas prized one-strike kills. Humans reset, built reps. Toll charged Mara. His signature lunge, horned shoulder first, arena tested. Mara sidestepped, slapped his elbow aside. Stepped in low, moved two, palm heel to his jaw hinge. Toll's head snapped back. Balance teetered. Move three, leg sweep from under. Toll crashed down, 400 kilos rattling the mat. Whistle shrilled. He roared up, unchallenged. Toy rules. Give me a real fight. Mara's eyes narrowed. You sure, big guy? No resets. Ketha pinged her slate. Authorized. Full bout. Non-lethal. Toll laughed. Gravel deep. Pinned before I blink? Prove it. They circled. Dome lights hummed overhead. Recruits ringed the mat, breaths even from sims. June watched quiet, logging on his pad. Toll exploded forward. Feinted high. Swept low with claws extended. Mara ducked fluid. Her fist cracked his forearm guard. He swung wild. She flowed under, elbow to his kidney. Toll grunted, staggered. Pin came before blink. Mara hooked his lead leg, drove shoulder into his chest. Momentum flipped him. She mounted, forearm barred his neck. Locked. Toll thrashed, claws scraped mat. No give. Tap, Mara said calm. He slapped twice. She rolled off. Stood. Offered hand. Toll stared, took it. Hauled up slow, chest heaved. 3 heartbeats. How? Practice. Mara clapped dust off her gloves. Your turn. Teach one. Keitha's slate overheated, feeds flooding. Toll's vitals. Adrenal crash. Human baselines? Unmoved. She forwarded data. Council would choke. Toll squared to the recruits. Dual stance. Kill arcs. he demonstrated. Claw arcs. Slicing vitals, efficiency. One strike. Ends it. Joan raised a hand. May I? Toll nodded, wary. Show. Joan mirrored slow, adjusted angle. Your arc exposes hip here. Touched the gap. Human frame twists faster, counter inside. Toll tested it. Claw slashed. June twisted, hip clear. Slipped behind. Locked arm gentle. Whistle from Mara. Reset. Toll blinked. Again, they flowed 10 reps. Toll adapted. June layered counters. No boasts. Just motion. Ketha watched recruits pair off. Human endurance met alien precision. Sparks flew, literal, from clashing gear. A recruit blocked Toll's duelist claw with forearm plate. Held, countered with knee left. Sato jogged up, tablet glowing, instrumented. Vitals live. June's torque, 50% over spec. Ketha glanced. Sato's calm matched Mara's. No hype. Data spoke. Escalate, Mara called. Full kits, spar under load. Recruits shrugged on packs. 20-kilo starters, aliens balked. Toll grabbed one, strapped tight. Whistle. Chaos erupted. Packs thudded with every clash. June took a scout's overhead smash. Pack. Split weights, scattered. He rolled through. Tackled low. Pinned under his own dropped load. Release. Reset. Load up again. Ketha's claws dug her pads. Humans fought loaded. Like the run. Warm up my vents. Toll paired with a human marine. Pack straining his shoulders. He lunged classic. Marine absorbed. Pack-to-pack crunch. Returned with uppercut that lifted Toll's toes. Tap out. Reset. Mara prowled edges. Faster resets. Clean hits only. Sparring blurred to frenzy. Hits landed clean. Thwack, crack, thud. Resets instant. No breaks. Recruits logged each on pads. PRs ticked up. An alien delegate tapped out third time. They. Heal mid-fight. Sato snorted beside Ketha. Adapt. Micro-adjusts. Your forms lock. Ours iterate. Ketha nodded slow. Iterated. Humans called it practice. Toll bellowed mid-match. Orcs, flesh-forged. But he grinned now. Claws blurred faster, mimicking June's twist. June faced him direct. Packs matched. 30 kilos now. Toll struck first. June parried. Absorbed shoulder check. World tilted for Toll as takedown executed flawless. Pinned under dual loads. Tap. Release. June logged. Good arc that time. Toll panted. Your baseline destroys arenas. Mara whistled halt. Break. Re-rack. Lifts next. Recruits flowed to sleds. No limp. No complaints. June deadlifted first. Sled groaned. Plates maxed. Locked out smooth. PR flashed on his pad. Ketha's slate screamed alerts. Human averages crushed coalition elite quals. By 28% now. Toll slumped beside her. They escalate endless. What ends it? Sato answered. Nothing. Proof builds. Council ping spiked. Emergency eval. Integrate humans now? Ketha gripped slate. Watched June rack the sled. Quiet nod to Mara. No boasts. But drills shifted again. Mara eyed the dome doors. Armor up. Breach sims. Aliens? Pair in. Tall straightened. Challenge accepted. Ketha's pads burned. Breach sims? Galactic spec called that war. Humans called it Tuesday. Live rounds chambered. Doors hissed open. Darkness beckoned beyond. June shouldered his kit first, vanished into shadow. What if they dragged the galaxy with them? Ketha slammed her slid against the dome wall. Alarms blared from the breach sim doors. June's shadow already swallowed the threshold. Recruits queued behind him. Kits locked and loaded. Halt! Her voice cut through the hiss of hydraulics. This proves nothing. Coalition standard obstacle trial. Now, settles the debate on your readiness. Mara turned, arms crossed over her tack vest. Her eyes narrowed, but a smirk tugged her lips. Your trial? Specs? Ketha thrust the slate forward. Hollow projected. Razor wire crawls, vertical rope ascents, balance beams over pit voids, weighted carries through mud slicks, ending in a wall breach under live simfire. Galactic elite qual. Pass rate, 12% first run. Toll snorted beside her. Humans fold at the wire. I've seen it. Doctor, Sato stepped up, scanner in hand. She synced her pad to Keitha's hollow. Course remapped in seconds. Same hazards, but red markers glowed. Fall buffers, strain sensors, med alert tethers. Safety overlays, no difficulty drop. Data capture full. Mara scanned the update, nodded once. Bracket it, 8 heats. Hesitation, 30-second penalty. Sloppy transitions. Drop a rep, winners coach, losers. Losers rerun till clean. Recruits murmured approval. No protests. June stripped his breach kit, eyes on the hollow, already visualizing. Toll flexed his claws. I lead first heat. Show them pace. Ketha watched crews scramble. Human engineers hauled barriers from storage vaults. Drones zipped overhead, etching laser-cut grips into the wall. Sato's markers pulsed green, tested, calibrated, course assembled in under 10 minutes. Galactic crews took days. Mara blew her whistle. Heats posted. Aliens pair human. Move. Ketha paired with a recruit named Lena, stocky, scarred knuckles. Toll grabbed June. Perfect. Let the champion crush the quiet one. First heat. Launched. Toll exploded forward. Claws shredded wire. Rope haul fluid his arena form. Beam crossed in 3 strides. Mud carry heaved like it weighed nothing. Wall breach, plasma sims spat rounds. He vaulted clean. Time. 4 minutes flat. Coalition record. Lena matched him stride for stride. Wire slower but no snags. Rope burned higher. Beam. Wobble. Caught it. Mud bogged her boots. She powered through. Wall. Ducked fire flipped over. The 409. Penalty free. Ketha blinked at her slate. Lena panted. Fist bumped Toll. He stared. Mandibles slack. Next heat, Mara barked. June's turn. He towed the start. Whistle cracked. He ghosted the wire. Low crawl. 0 drag. Rope. Hand over hand. No bounce. Beam. Arms wide. Surgeon steady. Mud. Shoulders squared. Sled dragged like a toy. Wall. Fire spat. He rolled midair. Hooked the top. Dropped inside. 352. Slate screamed violation alerts. Too fast. Human baselines didn't compute. June jogged back to start. No pause. No water break. Reset the wire for his heatmates. Watch the elbow tuck, he said to the laggard behind him. Cuts, dragged by 8%. The recruit nodded, mimicked. Improved 10 seconds next pass. Toll charged up. Rematch, full load. Mara grinned. Bracket expands. Load rounds 2 through 8. Heats chain till dark. Ketha gripped her slate. 1 trial. Now endless. Recruits rotated coaches. Sato's data streamed. Muscle activation spiking past galactic maxes. Recovery curves logarithmic. June logged every run. His own, others. Tweaked grips. Adjusted stances. Second pass. Toll lagged June by 11 seconds. Claws slipped on heated wire. Human torches warmed it now. Baseline escalates. June tapped his shoulder. Breathe lower, core locks it. Toll tried, shaved 5 seconds. Keitha ran her own heat, tethered to Lena. Wire tore her scales. Rope slipped twice. Mud sucked her boots. Beam tilted. Marker caught her fall. Time. 6:12. Penalties stacked. Lena coached post-run. Shift weight forward, like this. Demo flawless. Ketha retried. Dropped to 540. Heats blurred. Mara added variance. Night vision blackout. 0G spins on the beam. Chem fog in the pit. Sato instrumented all. Metrics live. Leaderboard updates. Holoboard flared. June topped. Sub 340 average. Toll second. Lena third. Ketha clawed into top 10 by heat 12. Recruits cheered alien improvements. Toll deadlifted a mudsled one-handed now. June's cue. Your leverage crushes ours, he admitted. Grinned wide. Ketha's pads overheated. Council feeds spiked. Live streams from Sato's arrays. Galactic viewers poured in. They adapt our test into League. 1 ping red. Enroll now? Mara called intermission. Rebuild tomorrow. Team relays. Penalties double. June racked barriers. Quiet nod to Ketha. Good form on the wall. Tighten the drop. She flexed sore limbs. watched him vanish into the dome's med bay, no limp. Recruits followed, laughing about ghost runs. Toll slumped beside her. One trial, now season. They drag us higher. Sato pinged her slate. Private channel. Eval update. Your report shapes trial's entry. Keitha stared at the glowing course. Barriers reset under drone lights. Recruits trickled back early. Voluntary overtime. What if their practice forged legends? And the galaxy begged to join. Ketha twisted the grav plating controls. The bay hummed deep, then crushed down at 2.8 G's coalition elite threshold. Recruits mid-rep on the barrier course staggered. Tollrax, her own champion, dropped to one knee beside the pit. Maintain cadence. Staff Sergeant Mara Kincaid barked. She stood unmoved, arms crossed, her form cutting through the thickened air like a blade. Schedule holds. 10 more flights. Full height. Go! June Park hit the first barrier. His quiet frame launched upward, legs pistoning against the pull. He cleared it clean, dropped into the mud trench. Surfaced gasping. No pause. Up the wall, over the beam. Keitha gripped her slate, eyes wide. Humans folded under this in Sims. Coalition vets trained months for it, yet Mara ran the drill unchanged. Night vision blackout toggled on. Chem fog swirling low. Recruits pushed through haze, boots sucking in sludge. Toll hauled himself vertical. This kills arenas, he growled over comms. His duelist bulk trembled. Armored pads strained. Vorn. Pull it back. They'll snap spines. Ketha checked feeds. Sato's instruments blinked green across the board. Heart rate spiked, but no reds. Observe, she snapped back. Her own limbs burned from yesterday's overtime. Voluntary, the humans called it. Madness. June crested the 8th barrier. Sweat poured, but his reps ticked steady. Sub 4 now, adjusted for G. Lena vaulted beside him, then a coalition auxiliary. Ketha's trainee fumbled the beam. Splashed down. Form check, Mara yelled. She strode the edge. 0G tethered dangling unused. Park, tighten drop. Shift forward like yesterday. June nodded midair. Adjusted. Landed flawless. Toll powered into the relay. He deadlifted the mud sled. 3 recruits aboard. Grunted it forward. 5 meters. Dropped it heaving. Suicidal, he spat, wiping vents. No species survives this daily. Dr. Imani Sato pinged Ketha's slate. Live metrics flared. June's lactate threshold held at 95% peak. Climbing. Escalation protocol. Sato's voice chimed calm. Add 0.2 G if cadence holds. Ketha blinked. Humans begged for that. She amped it to 3.0. Air turned soup. Her knees buckled. She locked them, slate shaking. Toll collapsed to both knees now, claws digging ruts. Coalition high G champs lasted sets, not courses. June hit rep 20, stomach heaved. He doubled over the pit edge, vomited into the chem fog, wiped his mouth with a forearm. Mara counted aloud. 8, 9, 10. June exploded upward. Cleared the beam and blackout. Cheered from sidelines. Recruits on break, watching. Insane. Toll rasped, forcing a barrier. His form cracked. Shoulders slumped mid-climb. Ketha logged it. Alien elite, broken at human baseline. Yet June logged 248 adjusted. Lena begged, one more rep, Sarge. Mara grinned sharp. Flight 25, relays start now. Penalties double, losers haul gear uphill, recruits surged. June paired with Toll, human Q yesterday. Toll gripped the sled harness. June loaded barriers one-handed, leverage alien physics ignored. They hauled. Toll's servos whined. June's breath stayed even. Ketha tailed them, slate hot. Council feeds exploded. Galactic viewers tripled. Humans turn graveyards to gyms. One comment scrolled. Sign me up. Sato jogged parallel, hollowboard projecting. June rocketed to top, 231 average. Toll clawed second. Ketha hit fourth. Her best yet. Recruits slapped her pads post-run. Tight drop Vorn matched that wall next heat. She flexed, heat-sore but surging. Collaboration, not conquest. Mara called pivot. 0G spins on beam. Fog up. Drones vented chem-thick air. Recruits tethered in spun wild. June stabilized first. Core locked. Flips precise. Toll spun out, wretched, silent. Again, June murmured to him. Breathe into it. Toll nodded, retried. Stuck the landing. Ketha amped G to 3.2. Her limit. Bay groaned. Champions everywhere knelt. Coalition auxiliaries, arena vets. Humans. June bartered. Sarge? One more set at 3.5? Leaderboards close. Mara eyed Sato's data. Approved. Full course. Toll gaped at Ketha. They bargained for death. She watched June launch. Flawless. Her slate buzzed. Sato private. Report now. Trials entry hinges. Ketha stared. Recruits spun in fog. Gravity crushing. Voices rising. Overtime after. Practice. Their proof. What if the galaxy's arenas begged humans to lead? Ketha Vorn tapped her slate, broadcasting to the delegations scattered across the bay. All observers assemble at Central Pad. Final exhibition match, locks in 5. Public record streams galaxy-wide. Champions hustled over. Toll racks first, claws flexing, his duelist scars gleaming under the floodlights. Coalition vets nodded from the sidelines, slates mirroring hers. Recruits paused mid-spin, fog curling from their tethers as drones recalled the chem mist. June Park dropped last, wiping sweat from his brow, breath steady despite the 3.5G crush. Staff Sergeant Mara Kincaid strode forward, boots thudding on the deck. She scanned the group, eyes locking on June. Park, you're up for the rep bout, Tolrax challenged. You fight clean. No strikes past the line, no grapples without signal. Stop on my whistle. Clear? June nodded once, peeling off his tether gloves. Clear, Sarge. Toll puffed his chest plates, vents hissing steam. Human, I volunteered to show your soft skin's true form. Arena rules? Yield or break. Mara's lip curled. Coalition rules hold here. No yields. Points only. First to 15 wins. Vorn refs the feed. Ketha stepped up, activating the holoring. Barriers snapped into place, force fields humming at knee height, drones hovering for multi-angle capture. Galactic feeds pinged live. Billions tuned in from arena hubs to frontier outposts, her slate overheated in her grip. Positions, she barked. June entered the ring barehanded, stance loose, feet planted wide. Toll stalked opposite, forearms extended, vibro claws retracted, but servos whirring. The bay fell silent save for the force field buzz. Mara blew the whistle. Toll lunged first, a blur of segmented limbs. He feinted high, swept low, standard duelist opener, calibrated to shatter knees. June sidestepped, pivoted, tapped Toll's flank with an open palm. Point 1, Ketha logged it. Clean contact, human-led. Toll roared, accelerating. He chained hooks, each arm whipping in sequence. June ducked the first 2, blocked the third with a forearm, countered with a knee nudge to the midsection. Point 2. Toll staggered, vents flaring red-hot. Pressure him, Mara called from ringside. He's telegraphing. June circled, eyes on Toll's footing. The alien champion reset, mandibles clacking. He exploded forward again, this time coiling for a crush hold. Illegal under coalition code, but Toll adapted mid-leap, slamming palms instead. June absorbed the hit, rolled with it, sprang up behind, elbow tap to the spine guard. Point 3. Delegation murmurs rose. Humans dodged like specters, one vet hissed. Toll adapted fast. He baited a dodge, then unleashed a spin whip. Arena special, forearms blurring into a vortex. June leaned back, Matrix-style evasion, the wind of it ruffling his hair. He countered low, shin check to Toll's lead leg. Point 4. Toll's knee buckled, but he powered through, scoring his first with a glancing shoulder bash. Ketha tallied. 5-4, rocks trails. Galactic chat exploded on her overlay. That human flows like water metal. Toll's servos at 120%. He's burning out. June never rushed. He breathed even, watching Toll's vents cycle faster, exhaust pluming. The alien charged again, desperation edging his strikes. June parried, redirected, tapped ribs. Point 6. Toll swung wild. June slipped inside, palm to chest plate. 7. Dr. Imani Sato jogged up beside Ketha, hollow board flickering. June's HR steady at 140, Toll spiking 210. Lactic threshold breached. Toll bellowed, committing fully, a berserk flurry, Arms pistoning, June weaved through it untouched, accumulating points on deflections alone. 8, 9, 10. The Bay crowd, recruits, auxiliaries, delegation, leaned in, breaths held. 11. Ketha announced, voice tight. Tall gasped, servos grinding. He lunged one final time. Overextended. June sidestepped, hooked the trailing arm, guided it down. Not a throw, just control. Palm to the back. 12. Toll dropped to a knee, heaving. Mara whistled sharp. Match. Park wins 13-5. June knelt instantly, hands hovering over Toll's frame. You good? Ribs feel off? Cracked plate? Toll waved him off, but accepted the hand up. Intact. Your control. No killing intent. June shrugged, helping him to the barrier. Just points, man. Good spins earlier. Recruits swarmed the ring, slapping pads. Mara nodded once. Debrief in 10. Hydrate. Ketha pulled her slate, fingers flying. Delegation clustered, slates out, replaying angles. Toll rubbed his midsection, eyes wide on June's form. He ended me, without malice. How? Sato synced data. Efficiency. Your power output peaked early. His scaled perfect. Ketha hit transmit. Official report drafted. Humans exceed trials baseline in endurance, adaptability, restraint. Recommend full entry. Propose shared protocols. Human scaling for coalition arenas. Her slate chimed acceptance. Council override. Approved. Joint trials commence, cycles end. But the Bay shifted. Strongest fighters galaxy-wide. Auxiliaries from the core worlds, arena legends patched in via holo, went silent. No boasts, no challenges. Slates glowed as they pulled training logs. June's 3.5G spins. Barrier halls. Fog stabilizations. Notes scrolled. Adopt human breathing cycles. Test core lock at 4G. Bargain for overload sets. Toll tapped Ketha's arm. Vorn, their practice? We integrate? She watched June log his bout stats with recruits. Mara barking next drill. Coalition vets mimicked a sidestep already. Not integrate, Ketha said. Lead. Joan glanced over, nodded to her. Join the debrief, Vorn. Fog runs tomorrow. Her vents hummed agreement. The galaxy's arenas just got louder.